Guys, we are going to discuss paper 1 question paper completely. Okay. Paper 1 contains algebra, number pattern, functions, finance and probability. Don't forget that. It's very important. Let us start with the algebra. In the algebraic section, you will see basically solve for x questions, factorizing, solve simultaneously two equations, and questions that contain sets and exponents. Okay, let's do question number 1. 1.1.1 x plus 2 all square is equal to 1. Okay, so this question, definitely it's a quadratic equation, but you have to do something and get it in a standard form. Here, open the bracket, isn't it? Another way also we can do it, but normally what we do, we open the bracket and bring 1 from right hand side to left hand side, then use quadratic formula or factorize. It's up to you. Okay guys, so let me open the bracket, that is x plus 2 all square. Let me write the question first, is equal to 1. Opening bracket, you know, you can go by FOIL method or straight method. Let me use straight method, that is x square, then 2 times x times 2, that is 4x, then last term is square the second one, that is 4, is equal to 1, isn't it? Okay, is it a standard form? No. Standard form means right hand side 0, isn't it? So this 1 has to go this side, that is x square plus 4x plus 4 minus 1 is equal to 0, isn't it? Yes, still it is not a standard form because we need only one constant. Here 4 and minus 1 become 3, that is x square plus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. Alright, now this is standard form. You can go by quadratic formula where a is 1, b is 4 and c is 3. Or if you think that factorizing is good, then go by that. Here factorizing is easy because you have to look for two numbers. That numbers, when they multiply, answer is 3. When they are added, answer is 4. What are those two numbers? It is 3 and 1, isn't it? We got it. So you can open two bracket with the x. You know this method already, is equal to 0 and this plus 3 and plus 1, isn't it? Plus 3 and plus 1. So we factorize. Alright, now what are you going to do? Take each factor and equate to 0, that is x plus 3 is equal to 0, that is x is equal to minus 3. Or x plus 1 is equal to 0, that is x is equal to minus 1. So we got two solutions, isn't it? X is equal to minus 3 and x is equal to minus 1. Okay, I will show you the other method, easy method, and you can choose which one you are comfortable with. That is, we are sending square other side, that is x plus 2 is equal to, when you send the square other side, is square root of 1. So when you take a square root, don't forget plus or minus. Okay, both values you have to consider. Here it is needed. They are needed. Okay. So now what are they? X plus 2 is equal to plus or minus square root of 1 is 1. Okay. Yeah, that is x is equal to plus 2 other side minus 2, then plus or minus 1. So we got it two solutions. Go with the plus and then minus. You will get it. What are they? X is equal to minus 2 plus 1 or minus 2 minus 1. So what are they? Minus 1 or minus 3. See, we got it. So this way also we can do this question. So move to question number 1.1.2. What is that? 2x square minus 11x minus 4 is equal to 0. This one is already in the standard form. But the previous question, it was not in the standard form, so you opened the bracket and you made it. But this one is already in the standard form. What is standard form? Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where you can see what is a, what is b and what is c. Then you can use the quadratic formula and you can get the answer. This question normally comes like this. You have to find two decimal places at the end, two solutions. Okay, is equal to 0 means since it's a quadratic equation, at the end you will get two solutions. That must be there. Okay, those two solutions, another name is zero values. Those x values, when you substitute, which will give you what? 0. Only two values are there. Okay, those values we will find out. So another name is zero values, roots, or solution. We are calling it different names. Okay, so here I can say a is equal to 2, b is equal to minus 11, and c is equal to minus 4. I hope you know. Now what we are going to do, we are going to use quadratic formula. What is quadratic formula? You need to study this one, memorize this one. Minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4 ac all divided by 2a. Okay, now replace a, b, c with those numbers and you will get the answer. Okay, so x is equal to, that minus is there in the formula, and in the place of b you have to write minus 11. Remember guys, when you substitute numbers in the formula, if it is a negative number, please use bracket like this. B is a negative number, but remember outside the bracket another negative, that is part of the formula. Then plus or minus, that is going to determine two values at the end. Okay, then square root of, again b square, b is minus 11 square minus 4 times a is 2 times c is again negative. Okay, yes, divided by 2 times a is 2. So I substituted. There is 1 mark for substitution. Okay, so it must be shown in the answer sheet. Now what I'm going to do, just simplify it. That is x is equal to minus 11, minus going to be plus 11, plus or minus square root of this one. You can type it in the calculator and it will show you 153. Okay, those b square minus 4ac, type it in the calculator. You know that b square minus 4ac is very important one, especially when it comes to nature of roots. Okay, so b square minus 4ac, type it in the calculator. That is minus 11 square minus 4 times 2 times minus 4. It will give you 153 divided by 4. So we have two values, that is x is equal to 11 plus square root of 153 divided by 4, or 11 minus square root of 153 divided by 4. You can use the calculator. It will give you two values. They are 5,84, or what? Another x value is negative 0,34. Alright, now we move to question number 1.1.3. What is that question? It is about inequality. Here, this one is a special case, not that much difficult one, but it's a special case. What you see here, x square greater than 1 over 4 and x less than 0. What does that mean? You have to find all the x values in such a way that x square must be, when you square that x value, it should be bigger than 1 over 4 or 0,25. At the same time, x is also very important. X must be less than 0. X must be less than 0 means x must be negative value of x. So at the end, whatever solution that you get it, choose only the negative one. There is a restriction. Okay, so that also you have to consider. Okay, now I'm going to do this question. Okay, x square greater than 1 over 4 and x less than 0. Before I attempt this question, let me do an example here so that, I want to make you understand what is inequality questions. Let me do an example here. Then after that, we can do the main question. Guys, look at here. I'm going to write one question that is not inequality. X square minus x minus 12 is equal to 0. So here when you solve it, you will get how many x values? 2 x values that will make left hand side. When you substitute, it's going to be same as 0. Only 2 values are there. Those values are known as solution or 0 values. Those x values. What are they? We can factorize it or we can use quadratic formula. Guys, if you can see, A, B and C separately, then you can go by quadratic formula. Here A is 1, B is minus 1 and C is minus 12. But I am using factorizing because since A is 1, we can factorize it very easily. Open two bracket with x and think about two numbers which will, when you multiply, it will give you minus 12. When you add them minus 1, what are they? It is minus 4 and plus 3, isn't it? Okay, now we can find the values of x. X minus 4 is equal to 0, x is equal to 4, or x plus 3 is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 3. So these two values are known as solutions or roots or zero values, because if you substitute in the place of x either 4 or minus 3, both will give you. Is it clear? Alright, so those two values are zero values. Now what happened if I write the very same question, x square minus x minus 12 greater than 0? They don't want the zero values, they want all the x values. When you substitute here, this expression must be greater than 0. Greater than 0 means what, guys? It should be a positive number, isn't it? Positive number. So you have to look for all the x values which will make that expression positive. So first step, when you do an inequality question, make one side 0. So here you can see a quadratic inequality. What is the first step? Bring 1 over 4 this side to the left. Make it. So that its inequality is about, the sign work, that is positive and negative. We need to know. We are playing with the sign, symbol, positive and negative. So here in this example, x square minus x minus 12, I am looking for those x values which will make this one positive, right? Okay, for that, first thing you have to find solution. Here when you are dealing with the inequalities, we call them, these are the critical values. Okay, but the same idea, you have to factorize, that is x minus 4, x plus 3, then what are the critical values? X is equal to 4 or minus 3. Okay, after finding critical values, which is same as, guys, the very same number, okay, numbers. What you have to do is you have to draw. Different methods are there. You can go by graphical method, number line, table methods. It's up to you. Okay, here I will show you the number line method. You have to draw a number line. It is same as x-axis. Okay, start with the minus infinity to plus infinity. Clear? Then after that, you have to these two numbers in the order, that is minus 3 will come, smallest to biggest, then 4. Now what you see here, the entire x-axis or number line going to be divided into how many sections? 3 sections. First one is minus infinity up until minus 3, then minus 3 to 4, then 4 to infinity. So when you do inequality questions, at the end you will get set of values. Okay, group of values. So you have to look for the group of values which will make this one positive. So, actually you're supposed to do, you have to select one number from each section and substitute here and check the sign. That's how normally we do. Okay, so minus infinity to minus 3. Can you guess one number between minus infinity and minus? You can use minus 5, you can use minus 10, you can use minus 100 and substitute here and check. That's how normally we supposed to do. Will that number be a positive or negative? Okay, but there is a easy method. The one that I'm going to say, that easy method you can apply only if you have two separate critical values, like here. Okay, separate two distinct roots or distinct critical values. Okay, so like this question, 4 and minus, two separate numbers are there. The method is you have to look for the sign of a. What is a here? Positive, right? What is a? A is positive 1. If a is positive, means all the numbers in the first section, what is the first section? Minus infinity to minus 3 will make the expression positive. Any number that you take, whether minus 5 or minus 100 or minus 1000, whatever, If you substitute there x square minus x minus 2, you will get always a positive number. Then the rest of the sections are always alternate. First one is positive, mean next one negative, then positive is going to go like that. Is it clear? So that's how it is. In any case, if you see A is negative, then first one is negative, then middle section is positive, then the right section is negative. That's how you have to do it. Okay, here A is positive, so first one positive, then middle one negative, then last one is positive. Now, what are we looking for? We need those x values which will make this expression positive, that is minus infinity to minus 3, isn't it? Then another one is for up until infinity. This is how it is. Now you have to use the bracket, open bracket. Why open bracket? Open bracket means those values are excluded. It's not part of the solution. Minus infinity and plus infinity, of course, it is obvious it's not part of the solution because we don't know what is that. It's a very biggest number we cannot predict. So you have to use open bracket every time where infinity and minus infinity. Then what about the critical value minus 3 and 4? If equal to sign is not there with the inequality, always open bracket, like here, like inequality alone there. Okay, if equal to sign is there, then you have to use closed bracket with that critical values. Okay, so these are the solutions. So how do you write all the x values starting from minus infinity to minus 3 or 4 to infinity? This is how you have to write the answer. What is the quadratic inequality here? X square greater than 1 over 4. Okay, this is the quadratic inequality. This one is just a condition x less than 0. So the x value must be negative. Okay, let me do that. This question. So what are you going to do? First step is this side you have to make 0. So how do you take it? X square, bring that one to the left hand side, minus 1 over 4 greater than 0. You see that? Okay. Now this one we have to find the critical values. You have to solve it. Okay. So we can factorize it because that one is in the form of what? A square minus b square, difference of two perfect square, which is same as a minus b, a plus b. Is it correct? See, I will write like that, x square minus 1 over 2 all square. What is 1 over 2 all square? It's 1 over 4. It's clear. Is greater than 0. Now we can factorize it, x minus half, x plus half greater than 0. Now we can find the critical value, but at the same time, what you can decide which sign you are going to choose at the end. From here, this expression is greater than 0 means at the end you have to choose the positive one. Isn't it? Anything greater than 0 is positive. So what are the critical values? X, take each factor equal to 0, that is x minus half is equal to 0, x is equal to half, or x plus half is equal to 0, x is equal to minus half. So we got the critical value. Okay, in inequality, when you deal with inequality, don't leave the answer. Don't think that this is the final answer. No, many of you are leaving like that. I saw it. So please don't do it. This one is our critical values. We need it. Okay, then after that, you have to draw the number line. You can write it, if this is just optional, minus infinity to infinity. So things are going to be more clear when you write like that. Even if you don't write, it's still fine. Okay, minus infinity plus infinity. Then those numbers plot it in that order. Smallest number is minus half, then plus half, like that, approximately. Clear? So you can see how many sections. 3 sections are there, isn't it? First one, 3 parts are there. Those two numbers going to divide the entire line into 3 sections. Clear? So first section is from minus infinity to minus half, then minus half to half, then half to infinity. So 3 sections, left, right and middle, isn't it? Okay, now you are going to choose. You need to know which sections are the solution, isn't it? We want only those set of values which will make the expression positive, right? That we already decided. Now check what are the sections. I told you the easy method is go to the sign of a. Where do you find a? We can get it here, isn't it? Or here. What is a? A is here also. A is 1 and positive, which means first section is positive. Then the rest are alternate, negative, positive. So we are done. So we got the section. We are choosing only the positive one. So what is the first one? Minus infinity up until minus half. This side is always open. Is minus half open or closed? Look at the inequality is alone there, so it is open. Clear? If inequality is there with the equal to sign, then you have to do what? You have to put a closed bracket. That's how it is. But here we don't need that because there is no equal to sign with the inequality. So you have to put open sign. So all the x values starting from minus infinity up until minus half. Then one more sections are there. What are they? Or half to this one. Half to infinity. Again here also open bracket. So we are done. We haven't done completely. These are the answers, isn't it? But there is one condition. What is that condition? X less than 0. Isn't it? X must be negative. Negative means you have to ignore. This is not applicable. Positive value is not applicable. So we have only one solution. X element minus infinity up until minus all the negative numbers are the solution. Question number 1.1.4. X plus 5 is equal to square root of 3 minus 3x. Inside the root you can see a binomial, 2 terms, and they put it in the bracket. Okay, here this question, you know that method. What we supposed to do to eliminate that root, you have to square both sides. Square and square root together is going to be eliminated. Okay, so you have to square both sides. But before you apply this method, make sure that square root term is alone there wherever it is, maybe left hand side or right hand side. Here the square root term is there on the right hand side, isn't it? And that term is alone there. So that is a condition where you can square both sides. Sometimes you will see, I will show you an example here. X plus 5 is equal to square root of 3 minus 3x plus 4. If you see something like this, here square root term is of course on the right hand side, but apart from this term there is one more term is there on the right hand side. You see that one? What is that term? Plus 4. So before you square both sides, you have to send that term to the left hand side. That is x plus 5 already here, plus 4 come this side, minus 4. If you send a term other side, the sign will change. Okay, then this side square root of 3 minus 3x. So it's going to be x plus 5 minus 4 is plus 1 is equal to square root of 3 minus 3x. Now it is ready for squaring both sides because one side only square root term alone there. Okay. Now coming back to this question, here there is no problem. Straight away you can square both sides. It is going to be x plus 5 all square is equal to square root of 3 minus 3x all square. So this side when you square it, what happen? You can use FOIL method to expand it. Okay, so it is going to be x square plus 2 times 5 times x is going to be 10x plus 25. 5 square is 25. Okay, straight, I just expanded the bracket, squaring a binomial. I use the straight method. We can go by FOIL method, where you have to write x plus 5 times x plus 5. Is it clear? So that's how you can open the bracket. Then the other side, what happened? Square and square root going to be neutralized. Is going to be 3 minus 3x. Isn't it? Yes. Now we can see that a quadratic equation is forming there. So just make it a standard form. How do you write it in standard form? Make sure that this side is 0 and 3 will go this side minus 3, that is x square plus 10x plus 25 minus 3, then plus 3x. So those two terms will go other side one by one. 3 goes other side minus 3, minus 3x goes this side plus 3x. It's very important changing the sign, okay? Yes. Now arrange it and make it a standard form, that is x square is there. Then x terms we can see 10x and 3x going to be 13x. It's clear? Then 25 minus 3 is going to be 22 is equal to 0. So we are almost there. We got a standard form. Now you can go by, now you can see A, B and C, isn't it? You can go by quadratic formula, or you can factorize it, open two bracket. I think it is easy. X is equal to 0. What are the two numbers? 11 and 2. That is plus 11 and plus 2. So we can get it x is equal to minus 11 or minus 2. These are the answers. But especially when it comes to question where root is there, you have to check which answer is the right answer. Is it minus 11 or minus 2? How do we do it? Take each of them and substitute in the main question, and check that it is left hand side and right hand sides are same after the substitution. So when you substitute minus 11, what will happen? In the place of x, minus 11 plus 5 is minus 6, but here 3 minus 3 times minus 11 is going to be 3 plus 33, which is going to be 30. So it is not balancing, which means minus 11 is not applicable. Then you can go with minus 2. Just check minus 2, is it applicable here, or is it a valid solution? So do it the very same thing what you did with the minus 11. What is that? Take minus 2 and substitute. Minus 2 plus 5 is going to be 3. Then 3 minus 3 times minus 2, which is going to be plus 6 plus 3. We can use the calculator to check. It's going to be square root of 9, and again it's going to be 3, which means this is the only solution. Okay, minus 2 is the only solution and minus 11 is not valid. So that also, because that selection of the correct answer, 1 mark is for that one. Okay, otherwise you won't get that 4 marks completely. Is it clear now? Now we can move to question number 1.2. Okay, let me do that one also. Factorize is very simple because only 1 mark. What is that? Y square minus 9x square. You have to factorize. Okay, my y square minus 9x square. How do you factorize? Did you see that minus means difference in between two perfect? Y square is a perfect square. Already you know that y square is a perfect square because the power is 2. Then minus 9x square is also a perfect square because 9 is 3. X you can write like this. Do you see that one? Okay, so now you can see difference of two perfect squares. So how do you factorize? Which is going to be y minus, just write the base with the minus and the plus, minus 3x, then y plus 3x. See? So we are done. We factorize. It's only 1 mark question. So from here you can straight away go here. You don't need to, this step is optional. Okay, I just wanted to explain. That is why I wrote it. Because it's only 1 mark, straight away you can write it. So we have done that one. Now 1.2.2, hence or otherwise solve the following equation simultaneously. You can do this one because you can just borrow the idea of the previous question, because did you see y square minus 9x square here also? So you can factorize it. Then one of the factors is going to be this one. So replace that one with the 2. You can do like that, but I want to use the normally what we do when you get a simultaneous equation. Okay. 1.2.2, always when you get equations solved simultaneously, you will get two types of equation. One is a quadratic one, that is this one, quadratic in x and y, but no problem. Then the other one is a linear one. Okay, so always from the linear equation you have to find the value of x in terms of y or y in terms of x. But here it is easy to find the value of y. Always look at the variable with the coefficient 1 or negative 1. Okay, so here we can see that the variable y, that is easy. Otherwise, if I go with the x, you will end up getting a fraction. Okay, then things are going to be complicated. So to avoid that, go with the y. So let me call this equation is 1 and this equation is 2. So from 1, I can write y is equal to what? 3x goes other side, 2 is already there, 2 minus 3x. You see that? So this is our equation number 3. I'm just calling it 3. That is a value of one variable in terms of other variable. Okay. Now what are we going to do? We are going to substitute the value of y in the second equation. Okay, so second equation, y square, in the place of y square I'm going to write, in the place of y I'm going to write 2 minus 3x with the bracket, because you are replacing with a binomial, bracket is needed. Okay, a negative number or a binomial or more than that, if you substitute, please use bracket. Square minus 9x square is equal to 16. So after the substitution, equation number 2 will look like this. Okay, now open the bracket, then you can get the answer. That's it. Okay, because now we can solve it, because after the substitution you can see only one variable. What is that variable? Only x. The y is gone, isn't it? Now it is simple to find the value of the solution. So let me open this bracket. I can use a straight method or a FOIL method. Let me go with the FOIL method, because many of you are doing like that. 2 minus 3x, 2 minus 3x minus 9x square is equal to 16. Isn't it? Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4. Then 2 times minus 3x is minus 6x. Minus 3x times 2 again minus 6x. Then minus 3x times minus 3x is plus 9x square. Then after that, so I'm done with the FOIL method. I open this one. Then one more term is there. What is that? Minus 9x square is equal to 60. Is it clear? Okay, now simplify x square term. We can see plus 9x square minus 9x square going to be 0, isn't it? It's gone. All right, now minus 6x is going to be minus 12x. Minus 12x is equal to 16 is already there. 4 goes other side, minus 4. So minus 12x is equal to 12. Isn't it? 16 minus 4 is 12. Therefore, x is equal to 12 divided by minus 12. It is going to be minus 1. So x value we got it minus 1. Here in this simultaneous equation we got, normally when you do it you will get 2 x values, but here is only 1 x value. Okay, yeah, now that x value substitute in the any equation where x and y together there. So I'm going to choose the equation number 3. In 3, y value is equal to 2 minus 3 times minus 1. It's going to be y is equal to 2 plus 3, which is going to be 5. So the x value is equal to minus 1, y value is equal to